Yeah, sacrifice, you make me rise. You got that love, I wanna try. You got that perfect shape, the love you make, I scream your name. Yeah. Everything your neighbor and your finger in. Fitness, that bomb. Oh, baby. Yes. Can't play this little game we play. And I listen. Let me go on to make you. And think you know you think for you and let me be the one to make you peace. I'm thinking about you every day. Got me feeling kind of freaky. Girl, why you wanna leave me that way? Boy, I don't wanna leave you. So I feel the being yeah, this little game we play. And I will see. Let me go to make you please. And baby, and let me see. Oh, one of her things. Well, that's cool with me. You better know what you're doing. Come on, yeah. Let's get on again. It's your move, baby. It's so cool, so strong. Cause we miss my time. We miss my time. We can't miss gonna get time. Where are you? Just a little baby that you play. This little baby that you play. So little baby that you play. Yeah. I want you to stay. You don't get replay. It's time for the 418.
What it is and what it ain't, man. Appreciate you, Slim Thick, for that intro. Man, couldn't do it without it. Once again, it's another episode of the Full 180. What is the business? What is going on? This is your boy DJ TRKY, and you listen to the Full 180, man. That's right, man. This is where a group of my friends, including the mayor himself, Mr. Clinton Bank, we got together. The original OGs, KC Estelle, Dr. B, of course, my girl, my twin, Miss Lise. Uh, I call her El Boogie. And my boy C Murray, aka Mr. Charles Carey. Put some respect on that. We all got together, man. Like, man, we need to talk. We need to bring these conversations into one place just so we can have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk no more. We texting. We beefing behind text messages, but but when you in that face, that same energy ain't there. You ain't got that smoke. So this is what the 418 is about. It's about turning that around, new year, new you, turning that 360 into a 180 and start doing some reflecting of you. That's my word for 2024. Reflect on oneself. Reflect on yourself before you get to open up your mouth. Think about it. If it was you, would you appreciate how that happened? Can you take it? Can you deal with it? If you can't, you might want to reflect on yourself and see how you move around. But I hope you're having a good new year so far, man. We are what, 9 days into the new year. Shout out to all my teachers. We get started tomorrow. One time to my whole entire class of fourth grade, along with my counterpart, my ace coon. We run the fourth grade, along with two other teachers, Gamble Downs, Miss Macbeth, and yours truly, man. We can't wait to see these kiddos. I know I'm gonna have a lot of stories. Especially, I got a girl in my class. I call her Demi Moore. When I tell you she is drama, but she's good drama. She is very, very energetic. Personality is huge. Love my kids. You hear me? So can't wait to see them tomorrow, man. So y'all know what that is, brother. We'll be passing out early during the week. Got to get back to the regular schedule program. Other than that, man, look, got a lot of big things going on this weekend in the city. I hope you ready because we are celebrating my brother from Mr. 1906, but he's more than just that. He's a leader. He's an ideologist person who set forth a walk, set forth a presence that we can do things non-violently. We can protest. We can actually talk. We have ways of writing and getting our point across instead of picking up a gun and trying to shoot somebody. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about none other than Mr. MLK, Martin Luther King Jr. Put some respect on that brother name. If you haven't went to Atlanta to see the actual site, the church, and walked in and got to hear him, man, when I tell you it is an epic feeling. When me and my mother went, I mean, it was just like we both was in tears because you can just think about everything that happened. Then you walk down the street, his house is there. So you see his house where him and Coretta, raise their kids. And I mean, it's right down the street. So you can imagine how many times he was in the church and Coretta walked down and told him, Mark, come on up out of here. Come on home. I got these beans on, Mark. I need you to do something. I need you to come talk to me, Mark. I need you to tell me how to get to these hills and these high mountains. No, I'm just playing. I don't know. I don't know how she did it, but Miss Coretta was very instrumental in what he was doing. So I have nothing but the high respect for her, her family, because you had to endure something and your father started something that he never got to see accomplished. And now we get to see it now. First black president. You see a lot of us. When I mean us, I mean African American people that are starting their own businesses and being entrepreneurs and just being financially gainful in the world. So the Lord is definitely giving us an increase. So thank God for all what He does. Glory to Him for that, man. Let me go get to the little announcement, man. I'm not gonna hold you long. Of course, like I said, MLK is going down this weekend. January 13th is the gala at the Renaissance Hotel, man. It is sponsored by a bunch of partners, but it's put on by my friend, my brother, my ace, my boy, nothing but the gentleman who started the nonprofit of HELP. I have and then if you don't know what HELP stands for, it stands for Hope, Encourage, Love, and Protect. He started this. He's put forth a lot of effort a lot of energy, long nights. So he know when it come to me, I'm ready. Anything for this brother here. He's had my back in many occasions. So nothing but love for him. Love him to life. But come out MLK. If you haven't got a ticket for the galas, January 13th at the Renaissance Hotel. And then that Monday, I know the weather seems like it's gonna be crazy, and it might even snow. But that Monday is the MLK parade. It's a new route, but it's going to be real big, man. We got a what we call a pregame, like going to a football game. We're tailgating, right? It's about an hour long. It'll get cracking about 8, go till 9 or 9:30, and we have a band. We have singers. I think my partner, my from church, Mr. Dwayne P will be out there doing his thing as well. And of course, your boy will be on the ones and twos. I may have my counterpart, Mr. DJ Royalism out there with me as well, and check and see how that works. But it is going to be a fun and festive thing. I know it's gonna be cold, so bundle up. Please bundle up. We don't need nobody getting sick. COVID is still real out here in the world, and we want you to come out and just have a fun festive time. Bring the family, bring the kids, and look, man, it's safe. When I tell you it's safe, it's safe. We have no issues with anything that we got going on. So that's definitely let's see what else is going on. Let me give you the quote for the day. The quote for the day is look, relationships, they never die a natural death. They are always murdered by attitude, behavior, ego, or ignorance. I got that from my homegirl Casey Estelle. I'm not gonna take credit for that. But listen to those words. Think about every relationship you have, not necessarily person, not a love relationship, but think about a relationship that you've actually been in and think how you murdered with words, murdered with actions, being ignorant about something, playing games when you know you had no type of good intentions with the person you want. Now, some cases people argue, well, hey, I didn't know at the time. All that stuff came up. I get that. But still, at some point in time, you had to stand on your square and be real with yourself and look at yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, man, this is what we doing. So, but yeah, think about those words, man. I want you to take that quote and just think about it and let it process. Before you get to saying, oh, nah, trick, that ain't it. No, process it. Because even I say I've murdered a lot of relationships with this mouth. I was a lot of ignorance in some ways. My attitude was terrible. I used to have the attitude my way or the highway, and then I'm the one on the highway by myself. Think about it. Think about it. And I've learned in my older age. I'm not old, but as I've gotten older, it's a lot of things that I don't tolerate that I used to tolerate. I don't know if that's wisdom. I don't know if that's maturity, but when you get to a certain age, I heard a gentleman say that to me, when you're younger, you do this, you do that. But when you get to that age, certain things you just won't tolerate because you got other visions, other goals, and things of that nature to go to and where you're trying to venture off to. Hopefully, you start developing a relationship with God. That's always important. I say it all the time. The most important thing I can ever do for my mother is make sure I got my own relationship with God. So I make sure that happens at all costs. Because one day I'm wake up and she's not gonna be here. She's not gonna be here. So I need her to know when she goes to glory that I'm still down here doing what I need to do and taking care of business, man. So yeah. So think about the quote and have a little good conversation or whatever, whatnot, and see what you come up with. Your own process, your own thoughts. Look here, I never do the show without the best people in the world, man. When I tell you these are more than just friends, these family members. We laugh, we argue. When I tell you at the end of the day, call and we on the way. So without any further ado, let me make sure I introduce everybody. Little Webby may join us and she may not. She is on her journey of becoming a therapist, playing with people's brains, and a journey of being an assistant principal. So I definitely always support, hey, take care of you first. So of course, my man D is getting ready for the block party that's going on Friday, the opening of Crest. Let him give y'all the details. I know it's from 4 to 8. It's supposed to be a festive time too, as well. But of course, we got our own personal jury. Y'all might not know her like we know her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I say you got your own personal jury, your jury got a theme song. Like when they come out from the back and pull it out the box and show it to you, they hit this song and it just shines on you and sparkles. See, look at her. She actually sparkling. Woo, look. Out here making these girls mad, showing your real baby hair. That ain't right. You so disrespectful. Ooh, you disrespectful. But this is none other than our own girl, our own personal piece of diamonds. We call it jewels. What up, Jake?
What it do, y'all? What it do?
It's
Happy
the
New Year's.
business. Happy New Year to you. Look, you glowing? Let me find out. What's a D here? We're gonna find out you wearing pink later on tonight.
You want to
See, I
show
put it on
still
just for you. Because I thought
2024.
about you. I was like, oh, you gonna wear pink. So I'm gonna wear pink too. Not today, not today. Okay, it's cool. And look, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm always entertained to hear other about it. Anyone who has a perception, anyone have a thought process, because we don't know it all yet. When you're in a place where you're tired of learning, then I really don't want to be around you. You kind of scare me a little bit. So I have a good friend. When I tell you we rock all drill team shows, the best host in the DF Dub, the dynamic duo, even though I'm sorry you went to some school in Houston. I mean, it is what it is. But this is my man, 100 grand. He doing big things. That boy is a father for real. This is none other than my boy, Mr. Kareem, but AKA we call him King Ring. What up, King?
What up, what up, what up? We back in
What
this
up,
thing, my
family? Well,
boy.
Happy New
Thanks
Year,
for the
family.
invite. Just getting set up, man.
You good? You good? I know everybody getting off doing their thing. How was your New Year, man?
New Year was good, man. New Year, new blessings.
That's what I'm talking about. Look, New
New
Year,
Year.
New You. That's how it's supposed to be. Well, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Jules, I'm gonna let you introduce this wonderful lady I see with this smile. I mean, I see this picture. It go by name Miss Bell, but I'm gonna let Jules introduce her.
Yeah. This is one of my bestie boos. This is Miss Janique, my tax lady. My tax lady.
Oh, we gonna
That's what I
look.
might
We
need
got
her
to talk
number
about
after
taxes
this.
before we get
Plug
into
that in there. If you
anything.
need one, this is the one.
Look, well, let Miss Bell, before we get to doing anything, talk to us about this money. First of all, Happy New Year to you, lady. You on mute? Yeah, you almost got it. Yeah, she like, what's going on? It don't work. It worked. I promise you it worked. Are you on? It just says you mute. Let me see if it's something I can do.
Sound
Here
like
we
she
go.
got an
Now,
Android.
there you go.
There you
Happy
go.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man. Very nice to have you on today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, give us a little insight about it, because it's like that time. People trying to get these tax credits. It's 10,000. If I get 3 kids, how much can I get back? You know how they do it. You know how they do it.
It's all individual specific.
It is
Yeah.
individual specific, but tax season opens on the 29th. That's when the IRS starts accepting tax returns. Right now, if you're a business owner, you can submit for your loan, your
Mhm.
free loans, but tax season opens on the 29th.
Cool. So people get your real W-4s ready, W-2s ready. Don't be in there trying to make you one.
Right.
You know how we do it sometimes. You know how we do it sometimes.
We
So
do.
with that being said, Ms. Janique, I would love to have you on the show maybe every other Tuesday, because that's something that I think we struggle with sometimes is money. So since you deal with money and know how to do this, it's whatever tidbits you can give, whatever, whatnot. If you're available, let that process you think about it, let me know.
Okay, I will. I will.
Cool, 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 cool. But look, man, I'm not without, I like to do, since y'all new, I like to break the ice a little bit because I want y'all to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Comfortable. So look, I normally I do this thing called agree and disagree, right? So I normally play like a little clip, and then what we do is that we just talk amongst each other. All right, and I want you to feel free. Feel free to talk, whatever, whatnot. My thing is, as long as we respect each other, it's cool. We here know how to respect and degree, but like I tell people, these are our thoughts. Don't go home trying to have a whole argument about it. Tricky said, nah, Tricky don't pay the bills at your house. So I'm gonna need you to take that for yourself, because you can't come stay with me. I'm just letting you know. And I know you can't come stay with Kareem. So So, with that being said, let me play the first one. Hold on.
Don't know you personally, baby, so this is not geared towards you, okay? But how do you know if you are a good woman? And the problem is when women step into relationships and say, I'm this great woman, it's hard for a man to come in and do anything that will register as love for you. So if he feels undervalued, he's going to run. And most times as women, because I'm guilty of this, had all my stuff together. I thought I did. But the thing about it is I was unreceptive because I had it all together. So I thought there was really nothing. I didn't realize, because sometimes I feel like, okay, you should just come in and fill certain voids, but I didn't realize that that man was actually an enhancement. So I didn't value him. I didn't show him that he was appreciated.
All right. So, first question on the table. Hey, I mean, based upon what she said, y'all agree or disagree? Anybody go first?
So is it a disagree? Oh, my bad. Okay. Is it disagree that we undervalue men's role in a relationship?
Based upon what she said, because it's basically started talking about so the comment was they were talking about that you're saying you're a good woman. So Kitty Rose is basically who that is talking. She's normally on Tonight Conversation. She also has her own podcast. But I thought it was, good when she said that. Basically, she said that at one time, yeah, I know I'm a good woman. I know I do this, but I was undervaluing the dude that I was because I thought I basically had all my stuff together. I wasn't necessarily appreciating him and valuing what he was bringing to the table, and not even open-minded enough to see that, hey, this could be an asset instead of me treating it like it's a depreciation. Those are my words, not hers. So,
but is that in the sense of like,
said,
that's like in a sense of like she didn't value the man she was with because she felt like she had it all together and he didn't?
Basically.
Like,
Well,
I think it's perspective.
Okay.
I think it's perspective because like, first of all, nobody has it all together. But if you feel like you got it all together and you're with somebody, to judge them as to if they have it all together or not, or to put less value on him is based on your perception of him. So you didn't feel like he had it all together when you was with him anyways. So why choose him? If he couldn't match your energy and then criticize him for not matching it. That don't make sense to me.
Okay.
If you with somebody, like I feel like if I'm with somebody, I'm human. I make mistakes. I'm gonna allow some grace for you too, because I know you're not gonna be perfect either. But let's, when we get to those bumps, let's figure it out together and be like, or let me at least acknowledge, say, oh, wait, we can't operate this way because this hurt. You know what I mean? So that's my perspective on it. Like you can't be operating like people ain't got no flaws and you ain't either.
Ring.
It sounds like to me it was some uncommunicated expectations. It sounds like that she had these expectations of this man that he wasn't during the dating phase. Like it's kind of an open-ended question that she's kind of coming towards, but it just sounds like that she had this expectation of him being this quote unquote 10, but he was really like a 6, meaning like he probably had no side hustles, which is okay. Some men are structured to work a 9 to 5 and come home. Every man doesn't have that side hustle, side money, and she should have known that during the dating phase. Like you can't expect him to be something that he wasn't when you was dating him. You decided to get in a relationship with him knowing that he don't have these side hustles or he's this quote unquote 7 of a man. Like you can't expect a man to be a 10 because, so to speak, you a 10. And when I say a 10, I'm not talking about looks. I'm talking about you got your credits together, you got your job together, you got your side hustle together, you got your finances together. Every man really doesn't have that together just yet. So I just think that it sounded like it was just some uncommunicated expectations.
Miss Janique. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did.
Good, cool.
Yes, you did. I think in general though, men and women tend to not appreciate what they have.
Yes, ma'am.
I think in general, I think women do, especially busy women, especially women that have their shit together, so to speak.
Yeah.
The little things don't matter as much. So
Mm.
if they're unequally yoked, they're not on the same level. Things that he does that may not be much to her undervalues him.
Damn.
Oh. Like that theory.
I was gonna say that's a good perspective on it because I mean that's realistic, you know. Because sometimes a man can do some things that are just non-tangible things or non-financial things, like, you know, they are more nurturing in some areas, or they take care of the home, but they don't bring in as much income, or there's still a balance to the relationship that most women who are financially savvy or that don't do most of those other little bitty things don't always appreciate. And I'm
Right.
probably one of those people that can also speak to that too, because I kind of did that early on in relationships, is where, you know, I would be like, well, you know, you need to work, you need to work, you need to work, you need to work. But in reality, you know, what he was doing was he was always there. He was always available. He always filled in when I needed him to fill in. Whereas if you're dating somebody that's just as busy as you are, that don't happen. Most men that are super um that are bringing in the big bucks, they got big time to spend. You know, there's much more required of them at their jobs than the guys that just go in, clock, and come home. So
Right.
looking at that from a different perspective is not always it's a learned behavior, let's say that, because you don't really realize, you know, how much that man is doing in the background, or how much he's in there supporting you or rooting for you or just being your everything,
Right.
when you in a high role like that. And vice versa. Even men in a high role a lot of times don't appreciate a woman who's just there catering to him and supporting him and think, oh, I can go give me another one. But realistically, she been your everything. And it's the same kind of neglect or um, unappreciativeness in the relationship, because she don't make enough money, or she ain't making as much as I'm making, or I'm bringing in everything, or I'm carrying the load. And it's just a financial load. It's not everything.
Absolutely. I can think of a situation that I was in, and I was sitting here like having a spat with this girl I was dating. And I was thinking like, dang, such and such would have never did that. Such and such would have never said that. So that instant regret, I just had to eat it.
Mm. That's very mature of you, brother. A lot of us men can't say there was any regret, or you done lost a good one. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, last one. Here we go.
You know what I notice about some women is that some women expect for a man to love her unconditionally, but she wants to love this man under conditions. What this man can do for her, how much he can provide, how much money he make, where he work, what type of job he doing. But this man is supposed to accept you with open arms. Baby, you have yet to heal from childhood trauma. Your mama and your daddy failed you. You still have abandonment issues, baby. You insecure with yourself because you sit here comparing yourself to this girl on social media. You don't even like the way that you look, but this man is supposed to accept you and love you unconditionally. Have you checked on that man's mental health? Have you called him and asked him, is he okay? Did you tell him that he was a king? Did you make him feel like that? And a lot of women say it's not my job to shape and mold. And man, that may not be your job, but it ain't your job to damn sure as hell stress that man out. But he gotta love you unconditionally and take you in your badass schemes. I'm sorry. Call me back.
So take the man part of it, because this can go either way. But the basis upon what she's saying, do you think we, and I'm speaking of 2024 right now. I can't go back as far as my grandmother and them, because that's a whole nother ball game. But as far as right now, do you see that happening? Men loving, we want to love somebody, but we love them under these conditions. And if you don't do this, then it's like, well, I can't love you, based upon what she said.
Of course. I say of course because it happens every day. Oh, you got people out here posting on social media talking about oh, I don't go to Olive Garden or a Cheesecake Factory. What kind of mess is that? You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's happening
that's still a
every
good
day.
topic. Oh,
And it's, yeah, it is. I'm saying it's trending, about what expectations are and what a man should be doing for a woman. But a lot of that is not always reciprocated from women as far as expectations. But it does go both ways. It's the same thing for men too, where they talking about, oh, now we doing Dutch dates and all these other things. So of course you see it out there in a every day.
Miss
Yeah.
Janine? Oh, go ahead,
I,
Kareem. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Ladies first.
I agree. I mean, a lot of people have a lot of expectations and they have all these check marks that they need to check, but they don't open their book and read their pages. You know what I'm saying? Like
Come on, Janine.
people have a lot of expectations, but um sometimes they don't meet, they don't meet the bar. The expectations that they have for other people, they don't meet the bar, you know?
Mm,
So realistically for me, I'm not going to expect someone to love me unconditionally. I can't love him unconditionally, for me, realistically for
right.
me. But that's not everybody. You know, we live in a delusional world.
She said delusional. I love it. Reem, talk to me.
It's like the old folks say, are you the value yourself that you are expecting out of somebody else? Do you meet that bar? Do you meet that criteria? Why is it that people want to be loved unconditionally, but it's always going to be a condition to that unconditional love, such as just small stuff by saying, well, I'm going to treat them better when they treat me better. I'm going to rub her back when she rub my back. I'm going to rub his feet
Mm,
when he rub my feet. Like, why do we have to give to receive? Why can't we just give and not expect anything in return? That's that condition. Everything has a condition.
Yeah.
Instead of people saying, well, I'm not going to do that. How about we sit down once a week, twice a month, and let's evaluate our relationship. Like, hey, so these last 2 weeks, this is how I've been feeling about us, X, Y, and Z. What's wrong with communicating that condition that you're seeking? Because at the end of the day, my papa used to say to my grandma when they used to have spats, you need to change. He said, well, you need to tell God that I need to change. You can't tell me. I heard that my whole life. And it didn't register what it meant until I got older. You can't tell somebody to change and expect them to change. Like I tell people all the time, when you go on the first date, the question you should never ask is, what are you looking for in a man? What are you looking for in a woman? That's when people are going to pretend to be something just so they
yeah,
can be with you. If you're not
yeah,
a open up the door, pull out a chair guy, don't be that guy on the first date because you are
right.
setting that expectation, you are setting that condition that you know that you're not going to be able to meet later on. Be you the first
Period.
time.
Period. Good, 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 good. I want to change the word condition to being reciprocal. And as you stated, I'm gonna go with you. So what you said, Kareem. You're right. You give of yourself, and you don't want to. You should give of yourself and not expect anything in return. However, not but nevertheless, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. However, it comes a time where you get to a point of thinking, I'm giving yet of all of me and showing myself yet approved, but you just doing this mediocre shit. It's like that ain't gonna work. You can't expect all of me and you gonna give me half. If you want me to give you a full cup of water, why you bring me 3/4? It's just like it gotta make sense. And yeah, what I'm saying can sound like something conditioned. It's just you when you're in a relationship, you're supposed to serve one another. So serve me how you want me to serve you. Instead of having expectations, some of us just keep standards. Keep standards. Keep the standards. Because I'll tell my mother, I used to make this joke all the time. If my father's expectation was my mother to be my grandmother, and she clearly is not who that is, and she's not going to do that because you clearly don't do what my grandfather do to get what my grandmother gives to him, then why did you marry? She don't meet your expectations. But if you'd have twisted and had standards, then it'd be a totally different conversation. Maybe. Then y'all could have worked together to meet in the middle to do, make everything work. So,
You
but
said
that's
something right
cool.
there. Woo.
Right.
People want weddings, but they don't want a spouse. That's a problem today.
True that. True that. True that. All right. So look, man, I appreciate that. I hope that loosens y'all up a little bit. Miss Janique, you keep dropping these diamonds. Look, you got people in the comments already. Talking about who her? Who that girl? Who she is, Hoppo? That's Miss Janique. That's Miss Janique. That's who she is. That's not Shug. That's not Squeak. That's the tax line. Now I'm playing. So let's get into it, man. Topic today. Me and Jules thought this would be great because it is leading up to this man-made holiday. Some people celebrate it. Should you celebrate it? What these gifts, the myths, Valentine's Day. Man, this is right around the corner. So my question is to you out there listening, and if you're watching the show for the first time, I'll put the code up so you can actually scan the barcode and you can actually become part of the show. You can also comment. I see you, Mr. Black Ice, my man, and everyone else that's always watching. Thank you. But I'll put the barcode so you can join us and actually follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and the live show is coming. Trust me. A matter of fact, I'll get our details about that tomorrow on Friday. But we thought this would be good because Valentine's Day is around the corner. Some people give these garbage gifts. Some people don't give gifts at all. So the first thing I'm going to ask y'all, before we ever dive into this conversation, is Valentine's Day really happy? What was your worst Valentine's Day gift you ever got? Janique shook her head like, what year? She shook her head to me, what year you want? Janique, it can't be that bad.
Fact. I once received a blanket from the Dollar Tree when it was $1.
Oh, wow. I mean, but it was brand new though, right? He bought it off the shelf.
Dollar Tree when $1.
Miss Nick, you too good for Dollar Tree. Please don't answer that. I was being funny. Man, a Dollar Tree gift. Yeah, that's okay.
The only reason I know it was from the Dollar Tree because I seen it in the Dollar Tree.
Damn, Jamario. You didn't have enough sense to. Yeah, bro. Did he dress it up when he gave it to you? Like put it in a nice little basket and make it look all cute?
It was a whole bag of stuff from the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, that's an unthoughtful gift. I'm sorry. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. You lose, sir. I don't know who that gentleman is, but sir, yeah, you kind of. Yeah.
And what was all he was working with? Maybe he was on a budget.
Yeah.
He was on a dollar budget.
A dollar budget. Well, yeah, all I can do is drop it. Yeah, bro, you messed that gift up, fam. I don't know what to tell you. Kareem, what was the worst Valentine's Day gift you ever received?
I didn't know men got gifts for Valentine's Day until right now.
Woo! We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we got to talk about it.
I like that, Jules. What did I say earlier?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I guess I get the same gift every year.
Neck Daniel. I know you ain't talking about the same thing you got last month.
Yeah, the same thing I got last month.
The night before or 2 nights ago. Yeah, nah, You can't keep putting that on the bowl and handing it to me. It's like we've already opened this. Like we can't do that. Like we gotta do something else.
Be able to get a 50 on me.
What you
Anyways,
say?
I was gonna say you should be able
No,
to
repeat what you just said.
I was gonna say that you could still get the same cookie, just wrap it up in a different.
Nah. Once you done open up bag Chips Ahoy, all of them Chips Ahoy. It ain't that different.
Like Obama said, if you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. No matter how you wrap it.
What was your worst gift?
Red bow, pink bow.
I mean, honestly, I haven't really had any terrible Valentine's gifts. I've had some pretty amazing ones, and probably the most unthoughtful one was just, like them gas station flowers, and a box of chocolate. Yeah.
So was no
But
thought in the gift.
still to me, it's not really a bad Valentine's gift. It's just not specific to me. It's not thoughtful to me because I like Valentine's to be to feel special, to say that you thought of me, something that I like, something that I want. If you're gonna give me some flowers, give me some flowers that I like. Don't go just buy me a dozen red roses, although that's sweet and good. It's just be specific to me. It just feels generic. Like you just went out and did something just to say you did something. And now you don't even really have to buy me a gift. You could just do something special for me because my love language is service. So you could just be in there cooking us dinner or something, or do our favorite movie night or something like that. It don't have to cost nothing. It's just be specific to me.
Well, good. That leads me to my next question. So, like I said, I got questions because it's Valentine's Day. We need to school these people because people out here doing some strange things. So let me ask you this. First, after that. Oh, and I'll tell you mine. I told Jules a while ago. Mine was a starter T-shirt and a starter cap of a football team that I don't even like. So yeah, that was like the worst gift. Yeah, bro. I was like, you know what? You keep it. It's cool. It's cool. Oh, the licensed LLPC is in here. Assistant principal. I'll get her take in just a second. So let's go to the next question. What's going on? That's little Webby.
Yeah, I think my government name is on there right now because I'm in my car.
Yeah, you all good. So little Webby, real quick, answer real quick. What was the worst Valentine's Day gift you ever got?
Well, anybody that knows me, Valentine's Day ain't really my jam, but I'm a rock with what Jules said. The gift wasn't well thought of, like some raggedy card or something like that. Something that didn't even have nothing to do with what we had going on. But anywho, like I said, Valentine's Day ain't really my jam.
That brother put a lot of thought into that card. Like,
not something that you picked up at the Dollar Tree on the way home.
Jules, I feel like you should
get well card instead of Valentine card. Get well.
Right. So let me even ask that. What do y'all think? Do y'all think we should even celebrate Valentine's?
No.
And why? And why? You just can't say no. Why?
You asked the question. You asked a direct question. I gave you a very direct answer. Because I think it's very it's over generalized, like it's over sensationalized, like people go and spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on this one day and then don't think about this individual, don't do those same gestures throughout the whole year. So if you do all this on Valentine's Day, I mean, thank you, but Valentine's Day should be every day.
Right.
Is that realistic for it to be every day?
Once a week. I mean, let it be randomness. Don't be just because it's the day and that be the only day you celebrate, but be random. Be consistent. Show me you love me on a regular basis. Don't be like, oh, pour out your thoughtfulness into one day. Like
Right. So what I mean by Valentine's every day, right? No, it can't. Well, yes and no, it can be because it could be those small acts of service. It could be those planned quality time nights. It could be those words of affirmation. So yes, those things can happen every day. We don't have to wait for February 14th to express our love to one another. We should be expressing love and kindness to one another every day.
But the year just started. It's the first holiday.
It ain't the first holiday.
What's the next? Oh, you mean MLK Day? I can't give you a call for MLK Day.
I'm just saying. New Year's is the first holiday of the year, first of all.
Right.
Secondly, I'm just saying, if you're going to tell me that you appreciate me and love me, do that on a regular basis. Don't give it to me once a year. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do some, like let's make Valentine's Day every day night. How about that?
She sound like a Hallmark card. Janique,
I'm just
Yes.
You do sound like a
question,
Hallmark
man.
card.
So I want you to answer that question, but I want to add something to yours. Who is Valentine's Day for? Should we celebrate it? And who is Valentine's Day truly directed to?
Well, it should be directed to both, but I think Valentine's Day is mostly for the woman in our world. But it should be for both.
Okay.
I
And do you think we should celebrate it?
Not really. Have the history on Valentine's is really morbid.
Mhm.
It's really morbid. We shouldn't be
Okay.
celebrating at all. But I mean, hell, pick another day and make it Valentine's Day.
So
Can I
Kareem,
tell you
like
who
you
the-
said,
Can I
Right,
tell
what
you
you
who the
say?
sales?
Yeah.
This holiday is for the salesman. That's what this
The
holiday is
salesman.
for. Yes,
True.
it's for all them companies out there trying to make some money. So they got all you Americans, all you people out here that believe in love, which is everybody. And they say, oh, what can we do to make a grand profit? Oh, we're going to make everybody express this love that they have for each other by buying stuff that don't matter, that has no meaning. That's all that is. It's a sales holiday.
So Kareem, I gotta ask you, bro, who is Valentine's Day for? Let me ask you, man, who is Valentine? Because Janique done put us on game and said it's truly for the woman, even though it should be for both. And then you said you get the same thing every year, which is Nathan.
So let me say for y'all, I'm a little different. My birthday is the week of Valentine's Day. So I'm gonna get a gift regardless.
Snap! Come on, Cupid.
I'm gonna get a gift. But from my perspective, it's for the woman. To me, it's for the man to just shower her with all his love, affection, gifts that don't come from the dollar store or the gas station. It's kind of like the lady said, like, you have to know, fellas, you have to know your woman. If she's a teddy bear girl, get her a teddy bear girl. If she's not a teddy bear girl, do not walk in that house with no teddy bear. That ain't what she like. Because y'all didn't just get together. We're just gonna speak like y'all been together a whole year. You had plenty of time to study her. You should know what she like and dislike. If she like tulips, come in there with some tulips. Say, hey, be dressed as 7. Like me, I love love. I love romance. I'm gonna do the rose petals on the floor leading up to the bed. I'm gonna have the bed decorated. I'm gonna have 100 balloons in the room. I'm gonna have the handcuffs ready. I want to have one of those nights where I have to go to CVS the next day to get a day after. Like, that's what I'm trying to do.
God,
Like,
okay.
I know she loves tennis bracelets, so I buy her a tennis bracelet every year for Valentine because that's what she like, so she can pass them down. You have to know what your woman likes. That's what you shower her with, not with what you want to buy. Give her something that she likes, and keep that up the next month and the next month and the next month.
So the piece that you said that makes sense to me is you got to be consistent. Now, so the reason why I asked it, who is it for? Because if we saying this for the woman, is there not me, her, so if you saying what you said, treat that woman, this is her day to treat her like this is XYZ. Is this not loving her conditionally? Because I shouldn't have to do all that. If you say we together, we together. And then I got a back up question after this. But if we together, we together. I shouldn't have to do all that. If I'm not doing it it's 365 days in 1 year. Bro, you mean one day I'm gonna come here and remember your flower? Man, nah, I'm not doing that. That to me, that's at the beginning stages when you still trying to show yourself yet approved. Now, like you said, I'm gonna go with what you said. Y'all been together for a whole year. I agree with you, bro. You should be a student of your lady. However, ladies, you should be a student of your dude. Valentine's Day ain't just for you. If love is for both of us, then why should you just get one conditional day where everything is showered for you? I made this statement to somebody. I want y'all to think about it before you respond, right? Does a man ever have a day off? Does a man ever have a day off? This is what I mean. Because nowadays, we're talking about 2024 now. I'm not going past anything else. Just what's going on now. As Ms. Janique said earlier, women want a man to provide, protect. He got to take care of the house. Y'all just said if he a busy man, he out here working. So now he got to learn how to manage his time. Now he has to manage your emotions. In this case, you start feeling like he's doing too much and not spend enough time with you. Now now he got to manage his schedule at work. So it's like, okay, now I got to balance all that. Not only that, you have to be a spiritual leader. You have to be the one that have the expectation, what my uncle would say, the unexpected things that may happen. You have to be able to be on top of that. Now, let's add the fact that you got on kids. Now you got to worry about these kids. Of course, both of y'all play a different type of role to take care of your kid. But however, at the end of the day, if I got to protect the lion got to protect the lioness and all the cubs, right or wrong. But so my thing is, when does a man ever get a day off from any of that?
When he died.
If I have to do all that one day, I know a dude who spent $700 by taking 4 women out. You's a fool. I'm not spending $700. First of all, you a bad player because that's not how players do it. And just FYI, this caveat, ladies and gentlemen, Valentine's Day is not for the side chick. Side chick day is either the week before or the week after. Yeah, if that's your world, just know the week of Valentine's Day is not for the side chick. So know your place, play your game, play the rules. In the words of Ray Charles, you knew the rules before you got into this. So therefore, what up, Big D? So my brother just got on my other brother. But that's what I'm saying. So when you said that, my thing was that, so this is the one day I have to be conditional with my love. But if every other time I'm unconditional, then it should be okay. If I perhaps not get you nothing. Like, so let me ask the backdoor question that I really wanted to ask after you said what you said. Because you mentioned something about you being together for a year. Ladies, gentlemen, even those that are watching, if you let's say you just started dating somebody and it's 3-4 months in, what type of gifts are we giving? Is it too early to give the tennis bracelet? Should you backdoor and do something else? Is it too early going to the house to cook? Because y'all don't really know each other. But is she gonna let you? She gonna come to the house so you can cook for her? Or you gonna cook for her at her house? Like, at what level determines what type of gifts you get when you're talking about quote unquote the Valentine's Day?
I'm not going all out if we just been dating less than 90 days. We go to Ocean Prime, Happy Valentine, and I'm gonna get you some flowers. I'm not about to go get all this sporadic stuff. I just met you. Like, I just met you, so you can't expect me to be going to K Jewelers, then going to, I don't know, getting you a seafood ball bag, and then sending you edible arrangements to your job, followed by tiff treats, followed by a limousine to come pick you up. No, I'm not doing all that.
Oh boy, look, this y'all hope y'all listen like Kareem. I'm gonna send y'all his handle on Instagram. Boy, look, you got me thinking like, look, let me find somebody to date you. Because they gonna give a shower. But go ahead, ladies, y'all can answer. But I like how you talk, boy. I like how you talk.
Look, I've got a quick caveat real quick. I've got 2 older boys, one about to be 17 and the other one 15. And we went to the mall. They wanted to buy their girlfriend something for Christmas. As soon as we walk in the mall, everybody, they walk into the jewelry store. I said, what y'all doing? I'm gonna get her a bracelet. I said, who a bracelet? My girlfriend. How long y'all been dating? 2 months. I said, why are we going to Zales? I said, no. I'm about to teach y'all proper etiquette. Y'all in high school, and both of them trying to buy these tennis bracelets that was like $300 a piece. I said, no. We're gonna go to Bath and Body Works, and you go get her some candles and some smell good. You don't be buying jewelry right off the top. Who raised y'all? And I was so upset, bro.
They watching you.
They acting like they did.
But I was also trying to get these.
I get it from my dad.
Finer things in life at 17 and 15 years old. even when even when I told a mama that, she was like, they tried to do what? You don't buy that as no gift right off the top. I'm like, thank you.
Can I
Mr.
say
D?
something to that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where
Go
y'all
ahead.
get that
Then I
from?
need the
Like,
ladies to speak.
I think
what's
there's
wrong?
this might be interesting. This is probably an unpopular take, but I do think it's something to learn from them in that regard. Because what I see in it, I see that love is innocent, you know? Some of the most authentic love, I truly believe that I'm just gonna make it about me, that I've experienced outside of being married is that first love, that puppy love as a kid. For a lot of us, love, our perspective on love and how we operate in love was shaped in our childhood. And I can remember being that kid, innocent, with no strings attached. Only thing I was hoping she did was give me attention. But I wanted to go
Mm,
get them little cards that she could, I don't know if y'all remember them little cards that you could take off and put like a piece of candy or something.
Yeah.
Or you were just trying to get,
yeah.
like, you were just trying to show out at school, though. You know what I mean? And it was just because you wanted her attention. And so I think there's still some innocence in love, like, or just innocence in wanting to demonstrate love in a way that I think we can learn from kids, that we can still, that as adults that who are more experienced, who have been through stuff, like I almost, when Greg asked a question like, yo, like, who is Valentine's for? I really honestly think it's for love. And I think it's just a demonstration of love. Like, people demonstrate it differently. I think if Valentine's
Right.
for love,
And they definitely
right,
trying to do that kind of stuff for their mom. So that's
right,
where
right,
everybody
right,
said, well, they watch you do that all their life. So they automatically think that's what it's supposed to happen. But, I have to just teach them, them
right,
high school girlfriends, y'all got to back a little bit.
right. And somebody got to teach. Somebody had to teach us too. And
No, fact.
and what's tough is like for in some of our cases, experience taught us. you know, and our experience is leading how we love
Mm.
versus allowing love to remain innocent and unconditional. And so that's probably a whole nother conversation. But I don't know. When you said that, I just thought that was interesting. That was it. I'm sorry.
What's
This is
awesome.
the poet and didn't know it. We call him D. Lewis. I had to be with and say it because she was gonna say it. Look at the poet. Look at the poet. Miss Janine, come on, chime in. What you thinking over there? Talk to me.
Well, I think in terms of the Valentine's Day and what you're giving is how you feel about that person.
Mm,
For instance, when I was married, my husband at the time did not celebrate holidays, so he never wanted a gift, but I gave him one anyway. I would do like toiletries, undershirts, underwear, that type of stuff because he
mm,
needs that type of stuff. And it's not like a gift, but it's something to give on that day. But I think it's whatever you want, however you feel. If you want to get somebody a $300 tennis bracelet, then get them a $300 tennis bracelet. If you want to get them a chocolate bar, then get them a chocolate bar. Like it's a personal preference, I think.
mm,
If you can only afford a card, then get them a card.
mm.
I don't really put much emphasis on the gifts on that day because you have 364 other days to do so.
Say that.
However, I feel like it's a personal preference.
Man, it's like putting a price on love, man. It's oof.
Oh, I was just gonna say that, like, dude. So, Webby, Jules, you gotta chime in. But why you chime in and answer this question for me? Uh, do you put a like what I was going with what Kareem said. Like, I guess sometimes when you put a price when you buying gifts, it's almost like saying, like, I can buy you for this much. Like this is your value. When I think when some dudes think about gifts, That's kind of what it expresses to women. I don't know. Y'all can answer, but it kind of shows the value of what that woman is to you. But I don't think you can put a value on love. But go ahead, Jules, Webby.
I'm just saying that I don't think it's a value. I don't think it's how we view ourselves and value how we value ourselves. I think that the value is in the thoughtfulness and the planning that comes behind the gift. Like, were you thoughtful? Do you think about what I wanted? You know, what would please me? Are you listening? Did you hear me over these last few months in these conversations that we've been having? Were you paying attention to my needs, or were you paying attention to my wants, or were you just paying attention to me in general? Were you listening? And so your gifts reflect, what you heard or what you didn't hear. So when you come in and bring me a bouquet of flowers and something and a flower I don't like at all, then that says that you weren't listening to me. And so it makes me feel undervalued, because it says, hey, you didn't even take the time to get something that you knew that I would love. You just went out and got what you wanted from me. So I guess it's in the being specific to what I want versus what you want to give me. I think Janique said that earlier. Um, when you give a gift, you got to have that person in mind that you're giving it to. Otherwise, it's not a good gift. It could be a tennis bracelet, but if your girl isn't into jewelry, then what's the point of it? Or if it's a fragrance and you love the way it smells, it makes you want to devour her. But at the same time, if she's allergic to certain fragrances, I mean, how much more are you listening? You know what I'm saying? How good of a gift is it really? So I think, and that's in just general gift giving, not just for Valentine's Day. I think it's the same way. I think giving gifts should be also something that is reciprocal, because if it's love, it's about giving and sharing and doing it together. So you should always give your significant other, whether it's man or woman, a gift for Valentine's Day. If that's what y'all celebrate it together out of love.
Okay, Webby.
I can tell you today.
Come on,
That
Webby.
sound like
Is
that
Webby
Louis
still?
Vuitton perfume. They get you devoured. The juice.
You hear me? Look, like she done did a whole
I'm just
smoke
saying.
commercial. Devour.
I'm
Jules.
here. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
I do think sometimes people use money as a tool to manipulate or buy someone's love or whatever, and that's just someone who doesn't have any substance, and they can flash money one way or the other. I'm not gonna say men, because women do it too. I do believe that gifts or whatever that you're choosing to do should be something that is more geared towards that your significant other, like Jules was saying, if they like this, if they like that, and because if we're our own,
You good? Go ahead.
for the gift giving or whatever it is that you do, because everybody doesn't like gifts, so you just have to pinpoint what your person likes. What if they don't like gifts? Then what? You just wasted your money on gifts, and that's not even a jam. That's what. Find out your person's jam. That's where I'm at. Find that out first.
She said jam. So in
Find
other
out what
words,
their jam is.
So let me ask you: do you
In
think,
other
in
words,
the
love
essence of
language.
love? Yes. Well, I mean,
Love
now
language.
everybody. Some people they present one. Some people love language has changed throughout the year. It used to be like you trying to keep up. But I do agree with you. Learn a love language. That's true. Well, let me ask you this: do you think you should be a student of the person that you love?
You should be a student of a student of a student. As an educator, learning never stops. So
come on, assistant principal. As an educator.
So I'm doing like Jules. Hold on. Let me show my face because I'm not driving. So as an educator, it is imperative that we are continuously learning our partners because our needs and wants change as we get older, as we evolve as people. Correct? What do you mean? So confused right now.
Because you said just like, I mean, you don't sound like a commercial in a teacher right now. I mean, very, very studious. I like that. I like
Yes, we
that.
should be student. We should be forever learning ourselves and our partner. Because if we don't know ourselves, how in the hell are we gonna be able to communicate our needs and wants to our partners?
So good question, Janique.
Get a Mount Everest commercial.
Tell her, D.
Well, at least I didn't go to ICDC college. Okay. I'm done.
Hey, yeah, don't get us shut down because y'all do it too much. But so
I'm
that's
sorry.
good. No, you're good. So I like that. I like that. So what you said. So I'm curious, Kareem, Janique, because she said something about learn your person. So if she said you should know what she said, you should. Well, correct me if I'm wrong with me. She said you should learn the person that you're with, right? But now in that same aspect, before you learn that person that you with, shouldn't you know everything? I guess what I'm trying to say is should you be in a teacher mode when you're teaching that person? Because of course you got to learn that person, but at the same time you're learning that person, you need to teach that person what it is you like, what you don't like, and you should be able to, here's my word, communicate. And Jules' word, I apply application.
Absolutely. So yes, just like I'm learning you, I have to teach you how to love me. As you should do the same.
But is that a struggle sometimes? Trying to teach somebody how to love you? Because it's unfamiliar?
Yes, it can be. I mean, there's conflict in that.
I think that if
there can be obstacles.
Okay.
I think that if a person is truly interested in you and really wants to be with you, they're going to intentionally learn to love you. They're going to do that on their own. You can't make somebody love you. You can't teach somebody to love you, but you can definitely invite them in and show them who you really are.
So when you say invite them in, what do you mean?
That means that you can open up and be transparent and be truthful when you hit conflict or when you hit certain things. Tell them how you really feel, or tell them how you how you felt in that response. Like when you talk about training somebody to understand you is one thing, but training somebody to love you was another thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? If, say, for instance, if you guys get into conflict and your conflict style is flight, which means that I can't deal with this right now. I need some space and some time. Leave me alone. Right? Mm-hmm. I need to think about it. Then you have to train that person. Hey, it's not that I don't love you or I don't care and I don't value you. I just need some time away to think about what to do or how to handle the situation without blowing up on you because I care about you or whatever. Or flight, that flight mentality is a struggle for you and it makes you feel unloved. You got to say, hey, every time you run out the room and we get into it or something, hey, you can't leave because it makes me feel like you're abandoning me or you're neglecting me or makes me feel lonely or you're withdrawing from me or whatever that is. But you have to allow that person in to see your true feelings in order for them to, love you the way that you want to be loved, Does that make sense? Or I'm just...
Oh no! I mean, that's your perception. We're listening. That's what we should be doing.
Yeah,
listening
I'm just saying,
and processing.
You have to.
Yeah, but no, I get that. D, go ahead and say what you just said.
Being teachable, right? D is saying that you have to be. Let me see.
Oh, he must be doing something. You can read it.
Okay, the challenge also is being teachable on the receiving end and willing to unlearn risky behaviors for the sake of the relationship. Exactly. You have to be, willing to learn to do something different in your relationships to make it work.
Correct. You
Learning.
can't always be in a position of teaching. Sometimes you have to be in a position of learning. And if you take the step to try to teach someone to love you, you also have to be willing to posture yourself in humility to be teachable so that you can love somebody else. It's not a one-way street. And sometimes it's not the fact that you're not willing to teach. Sometimes is the issues show up or the challenges show up per se when it's time for you to receive and time for you to be teachable. And honestly, guys, that's just a challenge for each and every person at some point because we all would like to believe that we're right and that our behaviors are right. But when you're challenged to begin to unlearn behaviors, you're also or having now to confront things possibly that you probably never had to confront before. And I've seen it over and over now in marriage to where there are things that I've done forever that I thought that was right until my other set of eyes see it. And now I have to confront it. And it's hard confronting familiar things or familiar behaviors for the greater good of your relationship. And if your faith is involved in it, like for the greater good of God in your relationship.
So, Ms. Janique, let me ask you a question because you mentioned when you said when you were married. Since I don't know if you're married now, and then Kareem, I'm gonna give you the other part of this. Since then, or if you transition to being married now, have you ever sat back and noticed well where you are now, where you were then? There are any errors on your part that may have made that situation difficult to be in for him, and not only just for you, but also only for him.
You're speaking of my marriage, my
Yeah, what you said because
previously.
you said you used to be yes, ma'am. So you said you was used to be married, and I don't know if you're married now. If you are, brother, good job. Uh, but so between that transition, did you learn anything when it came to love as far as concerning yourself that you had to be like, okay, look, gotta switch this if I really want to be in something like this?
So my marriage was a catastrophe. And
Okay.
was I difficult? Hell yes. But it was but
Gentlemen,
it
did you
was
hear it? She said it out loud. She said, yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, it was deserved though. It was well deserved. I wasn't difficult enough. Um, but I did learn that um throughout the years, I learned that I am a force to be reckoned with, and I am one of those women that are strong and independent, and I had to learn to not be that person. You there's a battle in relationships where you battle to be yourself, but then when you're trying to come together with someone else, you have to it's called living in your soft era. That's what it's called now.
Okay,
For me, I had to learn how to walk in that soft light.
okay. I like
Because
that.
I didn't know. I'm used to doing things on my own. If you can't do it, I'm gonna do it myself. I don't need you. That type of person.
That's right.
But I had to, self-evaluate. If I want to be with somebody, I can't alienate them. I have
Mhm.
to learn how to give and take. So yes,
Mm.
previously, it was a mess. But as the years go by, I've learned, I've grown, I've matured, and I have a whole different take on that now. I feel like I am learning to walk in my feminine self. I am
Come
learning
on,
to give,
feminine.
and I'm learning to know my place, so he can
Ooh,
know his.
ooh, that's a strong word. Know your place. A lot of people disagree with you with that, but I mean, I like that.
That's
Man,
for me.
Jules,
It's
where
for
you been
me.
hiding at? Anyway, yeah, have her back up. So then the backdoor question I have, Kareem, because you mentioned your boys, and this is to everyone who has kids. Since we're talking about we talk about Happy Valentine's Day. Is it really happy? Hmm. So Kareem, when it comes to the kids, with your in your own words, not necessarily your struggles, but even though because I know you deal with a lot of kids, he has a whole youth that he deals with. But how do you teach love to your boys? Is it different the way you teach it the boys than you teach it the girls? Should it be different or should it not? And either one of y'all can answer if you have kids.
I can give them all the advice in the world about what love is, how do you love, how do you give love. But the best teacher is for them to watch me, watch how I am with their mom, watch how I am with any woman that I engage with, because they're always watching me. And men have to
Mm-hmm.
understand their boys are always watching you. They're going to want to emulate everything you do. If you treat that woman bad, they more than likely go grow up treating women bad. If you treat
Mm-hmm.
that woman decent, they're gonna grow up treating women decent. But if you treat that woman good, respect her, love her, don't call her out her name, I want my boys to be able to say, damn, I ain't never heard my daddy cuss my mom out. I ain't never
Mm-hmm.
heard that. I've never seen my daddy hit my mom. I've never seen that. I'm not gonna react like that. My dad didn't react like that. So me telling them is one thing, but them actually watching me, I know that they're watching, hence walking in jewelry stores and just the way that they prep themselves for dates, taking a shower, cleaning out their nails, tying up their hair, putting on cologne. Like I'm watching them like, damn, like I didn't even have to tell him to make sure he looks decent before he walks out the house. And me just looking out the window, watching him open up her door, him saying, hey, can you stop me by Tom Thumb? I want to get some flowers. I'm like, damn, like they really watching me. Like I
Mm-hmm.
really have to be the best me at all times when they're watching. So it's nothing that I can teach them. You teach them by them watching you. And the youths that I do talk to, I have to talk to them because I'm not in their household. But you best
Mm-hmm.
believe before my program ends, we take the last 30 minutes and we have a dialogue just like this. Hey guys,
That's
make
what's
sure
up.
you're keeping your hands to yourself. When a woman says no, that answer is no. That's never going to change. You
Mm-hmm.
can't force your way in, you can't talk your way in. Keep your hands to yourself. If you have little sisters, think about a man putting his hands on her. Would you want that? You don't want that, right? So you don't do the same. So I always
Mm-hmm.
take 30 minutes out of my last program. I have 275 boys, ages 13 to 18. And if I can save 10, hey, I feel like I did my job. But I want to say all 275. So God rest her soul. We won't have an issue like we had at Lancaster Hospital.
Mm. Yes, sir. Ladies, those who have kids.
I didn't realize I was on mute. I think there are different things that are taught to boys and taught to girls, like how, I'm sorry, forgive me, I don't have your name. Saying how he was teaching the boy,
Miss,
hey, keep your hands to yourself. If she says no, that's no. Well, typically you wouldn't tell girls that. Now, here in 2024, we're having to tell girls, hey, baby, keep your hands to yourself.
I have a 7-year-old daughter. Trust me, it's a struggle.
Yeah,
You're
I have
right.
a 16
It's
year old
totally
daughter.
different raising them. Totally different. God is
It's
hard.
it's different. So I do tell my daughter that no one can validate you but you. I don't see to having that conversation if that was my son per se, but I have it with my daughter because I don't know, us women, we look for men to validate us, and that starts very young. And so I'm trying to
mm,
teach her young, hey, you are you. You don't change you because somebody says this or somebody says that. And I know she has those issues now. She's a high schooler, with boys being attracted to her or not being attracted to her, or and making her self-esteem fluctuate. So I'm trying to make sure that she's solid in who she is so that she's not easily persuaded by some boy.
So
Got you.
yeah, so then yes, my conversation would be different if she was a boy. And
I think
rightfully
the test
so.
guru, I think the test guru said it best. Like, I have a daughter, and like you said, it's totally different raising my 17, my 15, and my 7-year-old. Someone just put a comment saying that girls are stronger. I already know that my daughter needs to be less strong. She's going to be that strong girl in her relationship, and I'm trying to get to that feminine side. Like, she dances, but she's very strong at 7 years old. She is a different 7-year-old than I whole life. So
Jules, Janique.
I was gonna
My,
say,
I'm
I
sorry.
was gonna just add on to what he's saying. It's like, we do want our girls to be a little, we in my era, for me, my dad and my parents and my family and stuff were like, you don't need a man. We kind of grew up in that era where you don't need a man, don't depend on the man. It's not that you don't need one, it's just that don't depend on one because they're not reliable, is the sentiment that I got. So I always grew up not in this essence stuff where I needed to work, I need to take care of myself, I need to be able to sustain myself and not be waiting on some man to do something for me because I can do it for myself. And
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
something that I grew up in. But when you get with a man who is a man, he gonna put you in your soccer era. Period. You ain't gotta, he gonna make you feel like you need him. He's going to, do the things that you need to do that needs to be done without you asking him to do it. And I think a lot of times we've been so used to dating the player or the guy that don't really care just to get some attention. We're not waiting on the one that is truly for us or really trying to pick the right one for us. We're just trying to fill the void. You know what I'm saying? So we wind up having to fill in all these extra and be all this strong and do all these extra things outside of our normal role because that's the man we chose. So when we choose the one that we don't have to do that for, yeah, you're going to get a softer side. You're going to get, oh yeah, baby, what you need me to do? How can I help you? How can I please you? How can I, what else can I do to help? You know what I mean? You looking for that helpmate is because he's fulfilling all those manly roles that you've been fulfilling, And when you get that kind of man, it's like, okay, whatever. You willing to be more softer. You willing to be more catering and more giving. And fellas, if you got a girl who is the same way, I mean, like if she's tough, it's because you're not feeling certain kind of roles in her life in that way. And she's probably not the one for you. You're not feeling the right roles for her. And that's all that is.
I'm not gonna get into that. I don't necessarily agree with that statement, but yeah, okay, yeah, I see, Miss Jenny.
I think there's some truth to it all. I can be a testament of that. The person that I'm dating now, I don't have to be all of that. I can turn my brain off. Like I literally think of nothing but balloons and rainbows and clouds when I'm next to him. I don't have to think. Like I love it. I didn't know this world existed. You know what I'm saying?
man,
As opposed to before, I have to figure everything out. I got a whole husband and I still have to figure everything out. Now, listen, when I'm with my man, I don't think about nothing. Nothing. I am blonde.
I hear you. I feel the same way. I'm not thinking about nothing. Rainbows, unicorns, all of it.
I love this
now,
life.
now I'm gonna let D finish it, but I will say, you ladies who are feeling free, understand you're doing something for him to want to make you feel free. There's a give and take in it because if you, I don't think, and I could be wrong, and there's two other men out here. I just don't think I don't think us as men would be willing to give you that man that you're looking, that you're needing, or that you this boy here that you're in search for, or that we're wanting, if you're not necessarily being reciprocal of the woman that we want. So it is a give and take. Sometimes. Nah, that may fit different situations. But I'm glad you in a very safe space. D, I'm gonna let you finish and then we'll get out of here. So I just want to read these comments real quick. Because I was behind on comments. So Miss Hodge, what's up? She said my worst gift was a ring that was given to the dude's side chick, then tried to give it to me because she didn't want it. Okay.
Nobody wants that bad juju.
Keep a better wife than your
Wait,
man.
that deserves a story time.
Yeah, it's like I don't even want to. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna pray for you, sister. So, see, I should say my Valentine's Day is steak night. She prefers Dakota Steakhouse. Yes, sir, that is a very good steakhouse over chocolate. Hey, whatever she prefer or whatever y'all prefer. Y'all 25 years in the game. Let's see. Miss High says, unfortunately, a lot of pressure is put on the man to satisfy his lady. If your lady truly understands you and is in partnership with you, ooh, that's a good word, partnership with you, she will step in and give him some time off. She was relating to the whole when I say when does a man ever have when does a man ever get a day off? Chris says it depends on what's in the heart. Which I said 3 to 4 months, you better go to a dinner and a card. Just my opinion. Let's see. Matai said this that's a good message, communication and application. And the last thing is Chris says, Miss J, I believe he's talking to you, Miss Janique. So you learn how to balance yourself, and I am correct. Hey, you got to come back on the show because I just want to talk about this. How do you learn how to balance yourself? How do you learn how to still be independent but codependent, be an independent, strong woman, but still be the damsel in distress? That is so interesting because you don't necessarily. I applaud you. I'm not saying that because it's I'm trying to be funny. I truly applaud you because a lot of stuff you say, even men can't say that out loud because it'll make them feel a certain type of way. You can't. I mean, it's just the truth. It's a lot of stuff that you said. You cannot. Men won't even say that out loud. They won't even recognize it, bro. Being hard all the time, bro. That ain't good for you. It ain't. So that's interesting that you can even articulate that in the way that you do.
So to be honest, to be completely honest, it wasn't me. It was him. Like he came in laying the foundation. It wasn't me at all. I kind of stepped into it and I'm like, what is this? What's going on?
Right.
What's happening?
But it didn't sound like you was pushed back from it. Like you stepped in it and you just kept walking around.
I was kind of lost for a moment because I'm like, what do you want? Like, what's the end game? What's going on? And then then I went with the flow.
And we do that.
Letting that man love you. So many women.
Right now, every man in the world loves you. You're gonna get a whole lot of emails.
That. They get scared and unfamiliar territory. No, he got some plan. Let me stay guarded. I need to stay guarded. If that man is showing you that he's a man with structure, discipline, and commitment, you can let your guard down.
He said he told me you just need to stop being mean and let me love you, basically.
That's good. That's a phrase that a whole lot of women need to hear. Like,
you will turn into a deserving woman, a man deserving of me paying all the bills, making sure that your car has gas in it, make sure that I'll take your car to get an oil change. Like Greg was saying earlier, some women don't deserve that type of treatment because they're mean. So we tolerate it because we love them. Men stay in bad relationships too, not just women. So when you become that feminine, that let your hair down, the moon, the stars, the rainbow, baby, I got all the bills. Don't even worry about it. Because you deserve
He's singing your song.
You gonna have to play the song.
Yeah, I'm about to play the song for him now, because he said, go ahead, D. I'm gonna let you go. This is
Not a
everybody 2
two-piece
minutes.
dog and a biscuit. The
Look, I'm
large
gonna treat
drink,
this
my
as a 2 minute
bad.
drill.
Yo, so man, it's so much in this. I really want to say, please forgive me if I butcher your name, but Janique, is that correct?
Yes.
Look, shout out to you for your transparency because I think your transparency can really help a lot of people. Sis, you have a really powerful, from a relational perspective. I think it was just wonderful listening to you and I'm sure all the men on here are like really sharing the same sentiments. But I think ultimately though, when hearing you, hearing Jules, hearing Webby tonight, I heard what I feel like I heard is that we got to take ownership too, because sometimes we think we're making you feel safe, but we're not. You know what I'm saying? I think your responses were symptoms of the feeling of lack of safety in areas. Right now, was that cool? Was the responses always healthy? No, but from the sounds of it, we've talked about this as a group before about emotional intelligence, but I was like, more than emotional intelligence. When you find someone who's self-aware, then you find someone who has structure. You found somebody who's matured and aware enough to really have discernment when it's time when they're faced with who they were and who they're becoming. And I think that's just really, 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 really powerful. So shout out to you, sis, for saying that. We're gonna pray for Jews and her devouring people. But the reality is too, like the stars, the moon, I love that because I fight for like love, man. Like, and then it's no way you can say you believe in God and not understand that God is love. So it's worth fighting for because it was fought for you.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things. So that's what I'll say. Yeah, come on. Come on. Yep.
Yeah, I gotta forgive. We had to play. That's D's theme music, man. So we have to do that. Look, this has been an interesting conversation. So Jules came up with the theme. We're gonna come up with a theme for the month, and that will be what our conversation about. Thank you, Jules. So y'all, I don't do this by myself, man. I mean, if I could, yeah, but why? Because I'm my thing now in life is not to be right but be correct. And sometimes I'm not correct. So sometimes I need to be checked. So sometimes when I hear these stories, especially listening to you today, Ms. Janique, I mean what I said. I told Jules in the comment, like, when she coming back? Check her availability. Because it's just your transparency, your authenticness, like I don't even know you, but it's like, damn, this is your heart. Like that's love. That's Valentine's Day right there. Like if he don't get nothing, if he woke up with you in the mindset that you are now, that brother got a perfect gift. And I hope he understand what he got so he can keep it forever. And a lot of us need to understand it. We have a perfect gift, but sometimes we don't ever see it. And it's crazy why we don't ever see it. So yeah, I definitely appreciate you. Reem, King Reem, you always welcome, baby. I appreciate you, man. You always bring some things to the show. So yes, man, and of course, Webby, Jules, and my man D. So look, at the end of the show, I'm gonna treat that as a 2 minute drill. At the end of the show, we always do. My thing is pray in and pray out because we always got to give the one who made love for us to understand love. Always give him his thanks. So if you would do so, my brother D, take us out of here.
I'm up. Y'all put me on the
Yeah,
program?
yeah, you on program. Come on,
Okay.
Ram.
What do you want me to do again? I'm so
Go
Wait,
sorry.
ahead and
no
pray us out,
2 minute
bro.
drill. We praying out.
No. Just go ahead and pray us out, bro. We already
Oh,
did 2 minutes
okay.
drill when y'all answered
Okay.
y'all question a while ago.
Oh, okay.
I
All
I
right.
wasn't gonna make y'all do all that again.
All right. Let's do that. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for tonight. Thank you for truth and transparency. For the word teaches us through Christ that what he said was he was the way, the truth, and the light. So thank you for allowing truth and light to be shed on through transparency for people to receive and prayerfully see you. We thank you so much, God, for the opportunity to dwell together as brothers and sisters. You said where one or two or three are gathered in my name, there you are in the midst. So we thank you and honor you in your presence. We pray, God, that this time be blessed as we leave, and God, that somebody may have received something in here that was freeing for them, because where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom, and you are love. And so we honor you and just pray that as we are still striving to be better in our love lives, God, let us not forget that you are love, and God, reveal to us ways that we can continue to be more like you. It's in your Son Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Man,
Man. Look, think big, believe in God because He believes in us. Mr. King Green, Miss Unique, hope we'll have you back soon. Thank you. I can't say it anymore. And man, you brought so much to the show today. You got my mind going. Of course, my family, Webby, Jules, D, can't never do it without you, man. Make sure you check out D's podcast. Say, what is it, D?
Husbandhood podcast. So it's if you replace the word brothers out of brotherhood and replace it with husband, it's a podcast created for husbands by husbands to help husbands win in marriage. So go check it out on YouTube. Husbandhood podcast.
And a big block party is this weekend behind every door, doing it big at the Crest. What is it called?
Cedar Crest Community Center. Yeah, y'all feel free to
Yes.
come through. We're reopening a 50-year staple in our community. It's sandwiched between two some of the lowest, well, one for sure, the lowest impoverished apartment communities in Dallas. So you put a $14 million investment right next to it. And it's going to be incredible to see God do his thing with that.
Yeah, I rolled through there. It's you about to do big things, brother. And I definitely kudos to you, man. You know, I'm very proud of you, man. Love you to life. Of course, you can always follow King Reem at Kareem Jeffries. He has a football camp, basketball, whatever case. He is all about you. And of course, our tax lady, she'll be back to educate you on money. On money. That's right. It's about that time you get educated on your money, so you'll know what to do, the ins and outs when you're filing your taxes, Ms. Janique. I pray that Jules gets you back. Other than that, this is how we do it. I live by two mantras. Faith and fear cannot dwell in the same place. And remember why you're on this side till you get to the other side, to always live, laugh, and love. Look, they told me this whole month is all about R&B. We bring R&B back, right, Webby?
Right. Bringing R&B
So-
back in 2024.
So with that being said, man, I got an R&B song I want to see if y'all remember.
Come on,
if you
bring
grew
it
up
back.
in some
Bring it
real
back.
R&B, when
Bring it
I
back.
drop the song, when you hear it, you're gonna be like, yes, I remember.
Now,
Other than that, man, what?
No, DJ
What's up?
Chinky, I was trying to get the devouring spirit out of my mind. You can't play R&B.
Hey, I tell y'all, when we look, that piece of jewelry there is expensive. You can't just buy that off the shelf. That song, it come with its own song, own glow. Thank you, Jules, of course, man, doing your thing and always bringing your A game to the table. Thank you for coming in after your therapy session, Miss Webby, and being definitely consistent, man. But I'm gonna drop this. Look, when I tell y'all, when I drop this song, if it don't move your head, you're not R&B, because this is an R&B joint. So we're gonna catch you next Tuesday right here, same time, 7:30 on the Full 180. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night. Well, yeah, boy. I have a wish, maybe I will never let you feel like this, cause I can feel your pain. But if you just could feel all it, baby, someone will see your life. Come on, make it better.
Let's go with timberline. Let's make a choice to be and you can depend on me again. I got your back. So open your heart and let me come on. And now you're king. I really so let me ease the line. And let's make it so I did not know you're the man. I protect you and let you when I can. Yeah. Gonna be.
That's all, folks.